Yo, what's up? How have been? My lit tips, my switch went on, and my camera is on, my microphone is on, and all of the set of things prepared and nicely, just anticipating my rant, my speech up tonight. And I got I got an interesting idea in my mind, and the more I do those sessions like in unscripted, unpremapped way, the more my speaking becomes, I don't know, more free. And when I see where it brings me, and what it gives to me, and seeing all those steps being made, and all my just storyline, my story of these video shoots on this channel here, all the stuff where it has, that's when I see my, I don't know, maybe progress, maybe my advancing. And when I see that, that motivates me, and gets me in a good mood, and brings me more motivation again to make my oncoming sessions or video shoots on this channel here. And let's see, now I'm partly done for today, because I passed a lot of practice today, and I've done a lot with my colleague Jack, and along with my other regulars at our local venue. And I dropped into that venue after completing my session with Jack, and he was done also. He spoke a lot of Russian, I spoke a lot of English at a high pace. And when he speaks, I mean Jack, I even asked him one time during his reading thing in front of me, I said, Jack, is that your natural pace of reading? And he nodded, yeah. And I just wondered why, how come. I got used to the more higher rates of speech, and following my everyday and regular routines, not routines, but things need to be done about my English learning standpoint. And I follow them all, these nice things, and I just by following those things, I get what I want, and I'll be there. I'm already there. My fluency place about my American version of English language, but I try to correspond, and I will follow that presence, and that's part of being fluent in English with every tool in the chat. And it just goes to show, the more you speak, the more fluent you become in whatever language you would like to learn. Let's say it's my English, it's my ocean of English, the entire endless, and without any boundaries, without any, I don't know, any edges, and inestimable just to experience for me, dive there, and have my dips in that ocean of English. And I'm like a confident, I guess I'm pretty confident and experienced fish over there, and I dive in that ocean, and I have fun and joy out of it while diving there without any scuba diving fucking gear. And it's not fucking gear, I kind of like I get that course of being trained like an open water diver, and I did that. What year it was? Let's reflect. It was maybe 2006, and I was at a training program preparing myself for being open water diver, and I passed all those tasks and classes, all the theory thing, and I was taught by making practice. I was taught how to dive safely, how to surface safely, how to be there in the deep blue without having access to the surface. I mean, that's the whole point of making those dives, that you dive deeply, and you use what you have in order to facilitate your process of being there in that deep blue, I should say. And that's my thing, as well as my English. And I'm so big about just going diving and swimming and snorkeling, and I don't know, just simply swimming and relishing being just on the surface of the water, in the deep of the water, whatever, being in the ocean. I've never been actually in the ocean. I've been to some seas. Let's count them. I've been to Mediterranean Sea, I've been to Aegean Sea, which is a part of Mediterranean area sea, and I've been to the Black Sea, to Azov Sea, what I've been to all of those seas. No any other seas are included in that picture of my diving thing. And yes, I tell you what, the more you do your own experience of speaking, of ranting, whatever you'll be ranting about, right? The more your speech becomes like, I don't know, you lose your accent, you get used to the way you speak yourself, and you get used to the sounds you make, and while making those sounds, you're listening to those sounds being made, and you're just, I don't know, you're correcting your errors while being made, and that all facilitates and brings you up to the point that you want to be, your fluency point. And that's, I don't know, that's my short and brief and very concise fucking session of tonight. I wouldn't just over congest your nicest minds and brains over there, and I will probably, and I don't want to start this session of self-recording because I have to speak more at length, trying to not to lose my pace and not to run out of gas about my speaking in English. And I speak a fair amount of time today, actually, and my tongue got twisted several times, and I stumbled a lot and made a lot of mistakes, and I corrected them all. Most part of those mistakes I corrected myself, and other significant part of my mistakes were corrected by Jack and by that gal. His name is Melody. Melody, good for you. Thanks, my gal, and thanks for correcting me when I said pitched, but that meant patched. I was telling a story about the landing strip was repaired by some state officials of our town, of our city, and that state officials fixed all those holes and then on that landing strip. And I said they pitched them. And then I thought for a while, and I was almost trying to correct myself, but she like surpassed me and said patched, not pitched. And I was, oh, thanks, patched. Also, anyways, that's been patched instead of pitched. And to patch something, it's like to lay your patch on some hull or torn material or rag material with holes in it. Let's say you have asphalt coverage on the landing strip, and with having all those pots and holes in it, they all need to be fixed. They need to be patched. And what the state officials did, the state officials of our city, they patched all those holes on the landing strip of our airport in our city. And I'm pretty proud with familiarizing you with that fact. And that's been me for making things and trying to correspond to fluent version of English language, which I will fight for with every attitude and chat, with everything that I have by my hand. That's been me, Alex. Thanks for your attention, for your attendance, and see you all in a while. And soon keep practicing your own things, just to figure out new ways to practice, figure out new ways to meet new nice people, and everything's gonna be fine with you then. See you all. Bye.